This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
AG controversy. Nova Scotia's Auditor General speaks out about a bill that would allow the government to fire her without cause. Derelict buildings. How a fire in Halifax has CBRM worried about similar dangers there. And Four Nations final. Excitement is building for the US-Canada rematch.
A storm tracking just to our south overnight in through Friday will bring some light snowfall, especially along the Atlantic coastline. Your full forecast is coming up.
Nova Scotia's Auditor General Kim Adair is calling on the Houston government to abandon its plan to reshape the work of her office. She took the unusual step Thursday of sounding the alarm about changes she says could have a significant effect on what she and future AGs are able to do. Jean LaRoche reports.
Nova Scotia's Auditor General is urging the provincial government to withdraw amendments to the law that governs her work.
I've respectfully requested the proposed bill to the Auditor General Act be withdrawn.
Kim Adair says the changes come out of the blue and their impact could seriously undercut the work of her office.
These changes could mean any report the government doesn't like wouldn't be made public. The numerous veto powers could result in fewer public reports.
She points to audits that uncovered inappropriate spending by MLAs, work that led to criminal convictions, an examination of P3 schools, problems in the ground ambulance service, and recently a look at violence in schools. Hundreds of recommendations that successive governments not only agreed to, but acted on.
It's possible that under these proposed changes, some or all of those audits may not have been made public.
Opposition politicians were quick to support Adair's call on the government to abandon its plans.
If we go through with this bill, I think Nova Scotians should be very, very concerned about any sense that they know what their government is doing, what decisions they're making, what they're prioritizing, and importantly, how they're spending their money.
There's billions of dollars being spent, public funds, and if it's not in the public realm for people to scrutinize, especially by an independent body, then it leaves open, it could leave open the questions around corruption, around misuse of funds, and getting value for money.
The Houston government is not backing down.
In no way will silence her ability to do her work at all. So we believe the Auditor General will be fully able to continue to do her work.
The bill will be up for public debate as early as next week. Adair will make her case before the Law Amendments Committee, and she hopes Nova Scotians will join her in calling for this government to abandon its plans to dramatically change the way her office works. Jean LaRoche, CBC News at Province House.
Meanwhile, other legislation introduced today would give the government sweeping powers over transit and transportation infrastructure throughout the province. Public Works Minister Fred Tilley says his preference is for collaboration with municipalities, but he says he will step in when there are projects the province believes need to happen. Tilley declined to say if he would do that with the Windsor Street Exchange.
Well, we all know the Windsor Street Exchange is a very important intersection for the ability to move goods and reduce congestion. HRM is currently working through the Windsor Street Exchange, and we look forward, I believe there's a vote coming up in February at HRM, so we look forward to working with them going forward on that.
Other changes in the bill include the ability for the minister to issue municipalities' orders and for the province to own and operate transit assets. Premier Tim Houston says he is going to introduce legislation to make trade between Nova Scotia and other provinces and territories easier. He made the comment during a surprise stop at a campaign rally for Ontario Progressive Conservative leader Doug Ford Thursday morning.
How can it be easier to sell in another country than another province? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Houston and Ford are calling for interprovincial trade barriers to be removed as U.S. President Donald Trump threatens Canada with tariffs. Halifax Regional Police are investigating a fatal shooting after a man was found injured on a sidewalk Thursday morning. Officers responded to a report of the injured and unresponsive man on McFatridge Road in Fairview at around 6:20 a.m. When they arrived, they found the unconscious man suffering from a gunshot wound. The man was taken to hospital where he later died. Police say they do not believe the shooting was a random act. They are still investigating. Well, part of a vacant school that was badly damaged by fire in Halifax's North End last weekend has been demolished. Crews were on site Wednesday to tear down the unstable walls of the Bloomfield building. Fences have also been erected around the site. The demo comes after firefighters responded to the former school on Agricola Street at around 1:30 Sunday morning. They found flames on the first floor and basement of the structure. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And the site's 3 derelict buildings have sat vacant for years. HRM sold the property to developer Bank in 2020. The developer previously said that he couldn't pay the $2 million quoted to demolish the buildings. Well, the recent fire at the old Bloomfield School has raised concern in another municipality. The CBRM has hundreds of derelict buildings, and officials say many building owners are not cooperating to fix them up or tear them down. Matthew Moore reports.
This building in particular is such a thorn since the day it was sold.
The old Canada Post building is just one of hundreds of derelict buildings around the Cape Breton Regional Municipality that have been ignored and now pose a fire risk. Fire crews were called here just last year. And while CBRM continues to spend money boarding up and placing warning signs on the building, council is worried that a similar fate to the Bloomfield School in Halifax might happen here.
And this one, right when we think we're going to get somewhere and, it goes up in a tax sale and somebody else buys it. I'm not sure what the reason is. We have yet to see anybody do anything with it. I don't know if they think they're getting a great deal without looking, but it's like Groundhog Day.
There are roughly 400 vacant buildings in the CBRM. McMullen says many are in residential areas, and a fire could pose significant public risk. She says the CBRM does what they can to enforce and educate, but often the building owners let the structures fall into disrepair. Cape Breton Fire and Emergency Services say they respond to calls weekly about derelict buildings. The responsibility for keeping them up to code falls on the property owners. And the department does what they can to keep the public safe.
Property owners and homeowners, if they have any questions, certainly give us a call. But if you're a neighbor, call 311, let us know. It's a shared responsibility between the community and the fire services. We don't want to see anybody get hurt, and we'll work with anybody we can to bring the property up to code and go from there.
McMullen wants to see change, including property owners having guidelines and rules to repair buildings within a certain amount of time. She says the CBRM plans to create a new inventory list for derelict structures in an effort to stay on top of the growing concern. Matthew Moore, CBC News, Sydney.
And Ryan's here with the first look at the weather, and it sounds like we have some flurries on the way.
Yeah, that's right. We are going to be looking at a Friday morning commute that could be a little on the slick side, especially closer to the Atlantic coastline as this storm system passes to the south Thursday night into Friday morning. In the dark gray here, this is where we could see a couple of centimeters, maybe as much as 5 centimeters, even down towards the Shelburne County and Queens County area. Can't rule it out in Halifax, but it's looking like we'll be closer to 2 centimeters and just a dusting possible further to the north. But again, enough to slick up the roads for that Friday morning commute. Temperatures on Friday will range between about -1 and -4. We're going to see the northwest winds 30 gusting 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, and they will increase as they do shift to northwest. It's a northeast wind Thursday night as this system does track in, and again, closer to the Atlantic coastlines where we'll get the better chance of starting to see a little bit of those more accumulating snow bands. The northeast winds become northerly winds on Friday morning and then northwesterly winds on Friday afternoon as that system departs. The good news, we've got a pretty good weekend shaping up. All the details coming up, Amy.
That is good news. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Although inflation has led to housing and food insecurity for many Nova Scotians, a recent study found that the 2S LGBTQ+ community experiences higher levels of insecurity and faces more barriers in accessing support services. The study's findings are now prompting some changes in the system. Juliana Grillo has this story.
A study by Mount St. Vincent University interviewed 11 2S LGBTQ+ individuals and found that they often struggle to access food support services like food banks, meal programs, and shelters. Ivern Mestres-Weinberg experiences that struggle. They avoid food banks that are located in religious institutions because they don't know if they're welcome there as a transgender person.
As much as I know that there are going to be friendly people within those institutions, as there are everywhere, I'm not willing to risk the amount of unfriendliness I might face.
Other 2S LGBTQ+ individuals might be suspicious of food support services asking for personal information, and that can vary from place to place, leading to confusion about its necessity and whether it is mandatory.
Some of our participants mentioned to us, feeling really uncomfortable because they weren't sure about the purpose for collecting this data, and there was some suspicion that it was just out of personal interest of the volunteer.
White says this community is also more likely to experience food insecurity because of discrimination at home and in the workplace. The study recommends creating consistent policy on what kind of data is collected at food banks and how it will be used. It also recommends training staff and volunteers on 2S LGBTQ+ issues. Feed Nova Scotia is looking at the recommendations.
We've moved to phase 2 in partnership with MSVU. So we convened a table of queer trans folk and service providers to develop a service model focused on queer and trans food access.
The changes at Feed Nova Scotia's food banks will be tested in the summer. Juliana Grillo, CBC News, Halifax.
Halifax police are getting more money for civilian positions and body-worn cameras. Regional Council approved both the municipal police and RCMP budgets. Halifax Regional Police will get their full $101 million budget request this year, up about 3% from last year. It includes money for 7 civilian employees, like victim services staff, focused on domestic violence, and a new digital evidence system to better handle video, in-car cameras, and body cameras. The province has formalized an agreement to sell a former hotel construction site in Bedford that's been converted into a healthcare facility. The agreement with long-term care operator Shanex to sell the property at Hogan Court in West Bedford was signed last week. It's worth $114 million. The site will care for patients who no longer need acute care hospital beds, but are still recovering or awaiting long-term care placement. Under the deal, Shanex will be paid about $45 million a year during the life of the 25-year contract to operate the transitional care facility. Well, Team Canada and Team USA are on the ice tonight for the highly anticipated final game in the Four Nations face-off. Some residents of Cole Harbour are following the tournament very closely. 2 of the Team Canada's biggest stars, Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon, of course, come from the community. The CBC's Brett Ruskin has more.
Here in Cole Harbour, eyes will be glued to screens this evening for this matchup between Team Canada and Team USA. Once again, Team Canada lost against USA in the early rounds of this tournament, 3-1, so the rivalry is certainly intense. We heard from Brad Marchand, one of the 3 Nova Scotians who are playing in this matchup. We know that there's Sidney Crosby, we know that there's Nathan McKinnon and Brad Marchand. Here is Brad Marchand speaking to reporters about the importance and the significance and the feelings that he's having during this tournament.
When you get the most competitive guys in the league on the ice together, it's going to raise another level. When you're playing for your country, you do whatever it takes to win, and you see that.
And now there is lots of interest in this game tonight. I was able to speak with one family coming out of Cole Harbour Place here, where Nathan McKinnon, where Sidney Crosby grew up playing, practicing, and honing their skills here. Here's what they had to say about having these hometown heroes playing in this big game.
I think it's cool that all of Canada can watch because, they're a part of Canada too.
Well, it's awesome for local hockey. I love it. Sid and Nathan McKinnon and Brad Marchand, just being from the local soil, it's just going to bring everybody together in Nova Scotia just to watch the hockey game.
There's a live look at Halifax tonight. Ryan is up next with his full weather forecast. All right, as we all know, there's been a lot of ice this winter, making for slippery sidewalks and driveways, and it's sometimes hard for people to track down road salt.
That's right. So what can you use instead? Well, I tested some of the best alternatives. Have a look.
Old man winter. The snow, the wind, and the ice. Now, in dealing with dangerous sidewalks and driveways, there's a reason why people do use salt. However, you do have other options this winter. Now, salt is certainly the most effective tool when it comes to battling the ice. Salt essentially lowers the point of freezing by getting in between the water molecules and stopping the ice crystals from forming. If the temperatures are above -15 Celsius, then salt works really, really well. So what happens if you can't get your hands on some road salt? Well, if you look around your home, you may just find a few items that can help you out. So the most obvious option is table salt. While certainly not a cheap alternative, salt is salt, and if you've got some around the house, it may just help you out
in a pinch. Pickle juice is another de-icing option that you may have heard about. Again, this isn't a cheap alternative, but maybe you've got one of these jars sitting around in the back of your fridge. This pickle juice contains calcium chloride, which can melt ice even at temperatures as low as -25. Cheese brine and beet brine have also been tested and are proven to be effective when it comes to melting ice, but again, these are more expensive options than salt. Then of course there's sand. This is likely the next cheapest alternative to try and get your hands on. Now the sand won't actually melt the ice, but the sand crystals will increase traction and prevent slips and falls. Sand is a solid alternative and one that will work no matter how cold the temperatures get. So if you don't happen to have any of these items around the house, well, you could get really inventive. Although this could take a while. Ryan Snoddon, CBC News, Halifax.
Yeah, how well did that work?
Not so well.
You didn't have that much patience. Huh?
No, it's true. Over under, how many pickles do you think we're eating in the course of that shoot?
4?
Yeah, 3 or 4 for sure.
You know, you got a snack on the job.
Yeah, absolutely. Delicious and useful. It's interesting. I, of course, posted that piece today on my social media feeds. A lot of folks have been using table salt.
I thought you were going to say pickle juice.
Well, no, not just yet. Maybe they'll try now,
Yeah.
but a lot of folks have been turning to table salt.
What else are you going to do?
Exactly. Most have it on hand, and it, from the sounds of it, has been pretty useful, especially on the front steps.
Yeah.
Maybe not a big area, but an area you walk frequently on. So give it a try.
Whatever works.
Yeah, for sure. Have a look at our temperatures out there right now. And again, we were around the freezing mark today. We're still around the freezing mark at this hour. 0 to -2. With the sun that was in the mix again today, it has made it a little easier to perhaps chip some of that ice away, especially where the sun has been eating away at the ice along, surfaces like blacktop surfaces that heat up, and then you can kind of get at it a little bit more with that ice pick. Perhaps you've got one, or a spade shovel. Anything that works. And we will see more opportunities for the sun to help us out, and we can kind of chip away at that ice in the coming days. And then a warm up for next week. Let's get right to it with our temperatures. As we can see right now, we've dropped a little bit. Current winds are very light, and that has been oh so nice, right? The light winds today were a real treat. The clouds have already started to build in, starting to see some bands of snow on the radar, tracking just off to the south. Now, they've been light snow bands. We will start to get into a little bit more of those accumulating snow bands pushing in and along the Atlantic coastline overnight and into Friday morning. Area of high pressure will move in, and that will bring us some of that sunshine that we talked about, especially for Saturday, which looks like a great day. Snowfall outlook, we're going to be a couple of centimeters possible right along the Atlantic coastline. The best chances of getting towards 5 centimeters are going to be down towards Queens and Shelburne County. Will be a trace for northern areas of the province, but everybody at least running the risk of the roads being just a little bit slick for that Friday morning commute. Thursday night, the temperatures are going to be -4 to -8 will be our overnight lows. We're talking about the northerly winds, northeast then north, sustained near 20, gusting 30 to 40. So it will be a bit of a breezier night and start to the day. There again, along the Atlantic coastline is where we'll get that greatest risk for some of that accumulation. More than a couple of centimeters, or a bit more, I should say. And those flurry chances, a coating, a trace, a skiff of snow towards the northern areas of the province into Friday morning. By lunchtime, this really starts to pull away pretty quickly. Into the afternoon, still really cloudy, some sun breaks, and a possibility of some flurries here in those onshore winds from Inverness back down to Antigonish and into Pictou County. Temperatures -2 to -4 across the island for Friday. Back to the mainland, and -2 to -3 for the eastern parts of the mainland, and will be as chilly as -4 to -5 up through Tatamagouche towards Amherst and New Glasgow, and then down towards the Halifax metro area, -2 to -3 into the afternoon. Those northwest winds sustained near 30, gusting 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. And for you folks in Cape Breton, I failed to mention when we were over your neck of the woods, the gusts 60 to 70 kilometers per hour Friday afternoon in Cape Breton. So a gusty wind there, and it's on the backside of that system. We'll continue to see the winds from the northwest on Saturday, some sunshine quite a bit of it in the mix, perhaps a little bit more in the way of sun and cloud here in through the south and west as we will look at the outlook here. And you can see the clouds perhaps a bit stubborn in the southwest and also towards Cape Breton, a solid mix of sun and cloud, maybe a flurry in through the Inverness County area. Watching this trough that's approaching for Sunday. That'll bring some increasing clouds, some flurries, maybe a coating to a couple of centimeters possible locally with this burst as it comes through on Sunday. Again, enough to bring a coating, so we'll be watching for that. That'll be the afternoon and into the evening. Looking at Monday, a quiet day, and then a warm up into next week. A modest warm up, 3, 4, 5 degrees, but some showers mixing in. More opportunities to chip away at some of that ice if it's still lingering by then.
Exactly. Break out the pickle juice,
That's
too.
right.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, digging deeper, what you need to know about Nova Scotia's complicated history with uranium mining. Welcome back. The Nova Scotia government has announced it will lift blanket bans for future natural resource development, allowing potential uranium research. The decision is a big change in course for a province that hotly debated developing a uranium industry 40 years ago and again in 2008. The CBC's Francis Willick explains.
Nova Scotia's history with uranium mining is complicated, but after decades of debate, a moratorium, and then a ban, the province is allowing research. Why now? First, let's turn back the clock. It's the late 1970s. Mining companies are scrambling to stake their claim to the province's uranium resources. Despite being radioactive, there's money to be made. It's used in nuclear energy, medicine, and, of course, nuclear weapons. The number of exploration licenses has boomed. Companies are drilling, hoping to strike gold.
This is the ore mineral which would be treated in a mill facility.
But residents are uneasy. They're concerned about radioactivity, its impact on air and water, what would happen if the structure meant to contain radioactive waste suddenly failed, how it might affect the health of residents and workers, and whether Nova Scotia uranium could be used to make nuclear weapons. The province orders a public inquiry. 44 meetings are held throughout Nova Scotia. Then, in 1981, right in the middle of a provincial election campaign, the mines minister ends the debate.
The exploration and the mining of uranium could be hazardous, and in view of all that, we decided to impose a moratorium.
From that point on, all was pretty quiet on the uranium front. Until 2008, the progressive conservative premier of the day decided to revisit the moratorium as part of a review of its energy and climate change strategy. Economic arguments were made.
We were very pleased that last year $10 million was spent on exploration, mineral exploration in Nova Scotia. That's the best it's been in 20 years. But if we look at Labrador, they spent $100 million on just uranium exploration last year.
Environmental arguments were made.
The byproducts of the nuclear industry are more poisonous than the byproducts of any other industry on Earth. So to call it green, fundamentally green, is ridiculous.
The issue was finally put to rest once again after the NDP swept to power in the 2009 provincial election. The government changed the moratorium to an outright ban. Now, progressive conservative Premier Tim Houston says it's time to take the no out of Nova Scotia, and that special interests have had an outsized voice in policy creation. We need to have a mature discussion about bans, he says. So here we are again. But how much uranium is in Nova Scotia anyway? The short answer is no one knows for sure. I talked to a geology prof who says geological conditions here are perfect for uranium deposits. Here's the head of an exploration company back in 2008.
The province is loaded. I mean, the Windsor area is, when you look at satellite remote sensing that some of the governments have, when you look at just the general overview of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, I mean, the middle of Nova Scotia is glowing red. So everybody knows uranium's there.
So we know it's here. The door to exploration has been open, and now it's a waiting game to see if anyone comes knocking.
Coming up, Delta Airlines offers $30,000 to passengers on board the flight that crashed in Toronto on Monday. And the country's top general says the military relationship with the U.S. is solid in the face of Donald Trump's repeated threats to annex Canada. Welcome back. The plane that crashed at Pearson Airport Monday has been cleared away, but on the tarmac, work remains to be done. And that means more flights being canceled. Nicole Williams has the latest.
I have an announcement from the airline.
Just 3 hours before boarding, hopeful passengers at Pearson Airport, ready to check in their bags, are given some crushing news.
Due to extenuating circumstances, we are unfortunately canceling all Sunwing outbound flights this afternoon.
13 flights at Pearson alone Wednesday and more on Thursday.
We're just not going to get there. We're not going to get a room.
This passenger en route from Halifax to the Dominican Republic for his sister's wedding. He says Sunwing not only canceled his flight, but his hotel stay too.
It's my sister. If I could go there and sleep in the pool, I would. I can't even make it.
Sunwing announcing it needed to prioritize getting stranded passengers abroad home. Air Canada and WestJet also playing catch-up.
My husband and I were set to leave from our holiday in Cancun on Monday night. It was very confusing. It was a lot because I know that so many people were probably displaced and stranded.
There is mounting frustration in the wake of the crash of Delta Flight 4819, which shut down 2 of Pearson's busiest runways in the process.
It highlights just how dependent aviation in Canada is on Pearson Airport.
Airlines already playing catch-up to a ballooning backlog because of severe snowstorms in eastern Canada.
I just wanted to cry, and we were just like everybody looking at each other. What are we going to do? 45 people here. What are we doing with the babies and everything?
The wreckage of the Delta flight was cleared away Wednesday night, taken to a hangar for further investigation.
Delta says all 21 people injured in the crash have since been released from hospital. As a gesture of goodwill, it's also offering everyone that was on board $30,000 US, no strings attached. Nicole Williams, CBC News, Mississauga, Ontario.
It is a somber day in Israel with the release of the bodies of 4 hostages taken by Hamas in early 2023's attack on Israel. 2 are small children, the youngest of those taken captive by the militants. The CBC's Sasha Petrusik has more from Jerusalem.
Under cold rain, a macabre ceremony. 2 black coffins bearing the bodies of 2 young boys. A 3rd casket with their mother. A 4th with a neighbor, all kidnapped from a kibbutz near the Gaza border, handed over to the Red Cross by Hamas. The family was killed in an Israeli airstrike, says a Hamas militant. Israel says it can't verify this. Israelis lined the road in silence.
Today is a day of mourn in Israel.
A day they lost hope that the youngest hostages just might have survived. 4-year-old Ariel Bibas and his 9-month-old brother Kafir, held with their mother Shiri. Their father Yarden was released alive 3 weeks ago, unsure of his family's fate. Shiri and her boys were among the best known of the hostages, even beyond Israel. The last glimpse of them was CCTV footage from Gaza.
No one will ever be able to forget the horror in her eyes, the look in her eyes, holding her 2 babies and just going for the unknown with... You can't really grasp it.
In Gaza, Ali Barakat says the death of any children makes him sad too. Many of their own dead here are still buried under rubble.
We cannot retrieve them, so we can bury them and rest them in peace.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israelis should be enraged. He vows to destroy Hamas and to bring the remaining hostages home. 6 are due to be released alive on Saturday, followed by 4 other dead hostages next week. But it'll take tough negotiations to extend the ceasefire and see dozens more hostages come home to a country in grief. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Jerusalem.
The rift between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky continues to widen. Trump has repeatedly undermined Kyiv, including falsely blaming Zelensky for starting the war with Russia. He's also reached out directly to Russian leader Vladimir Putin. Zelensky is meeting in Kyiv with Trump's Ukraine envoy, but a planned news conference was suddenly canceled. The CBC's Anna Cunningham has more.
President, President Trump's envoy Keith Kellogg and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did shake hands in front of the cameras after they held talks in Kyiv, but a scheduled news conference was hurriedly cancelled. The meeting does come a day after President Donald Trump labelled his Ukrainian counterpart a dictator for not holding elections. That's something the European Union spokesperson responded to earlier.
President Zelensky was legitimately elected in free, fair and democratic elections. Ukraine is a democracy. Putin's Russia is not.
There is a widening gulf between the US and Ukraine, a relationship that certainly has been badly bruised by this volley of words between the leaders. President Trump falsely accusing Ukraine of starting the war. President Zelensky then saying he believes Trump was living in a Russian disinformation bubble.
It is crucial for us that the meeting and our overall cooperation with the US be constructive. Together with America and Europe, peace can be more secure, and that is our goal. And this should not be our only goal, but a shared one with our partners.
In Washington, the White House security advisor, Mike Waltz, had this to say.
Sign the deal.
Is that Kellogg's director today? Is he going to sign the deal?
Well, he's out there talking to him about a number of things, but that would be, I think that would be a tremendous step forward.
He was referring to a deal rejected by Zelensky that would see US companies gain access to some 50% of Ukraine's rare earth minerals. Now, President Zelensky had refused to sign it, saying it had no security guarantees in it for his country. Certainly, Europe is rallying around Ukraine. The NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte today saying for there to be peace in Ukraine, there needs to be robust security guarantees. He said NATO allies are actively discussing what that might entail. Anna Cunningham, CBC News, London.
As Donald Trump continues to threaten Canada's sovereignty, some are hoping that could give a badly needed boost to military recruitment. The CBC's Ashley Burke takes a look at how else the armed forces is trying to beef up its numbers.
A surge in patriotism in the face of Donald Trump's threats that Canada should become America's 51st state. But is all this national pride translating into a surge of Canadians joining the military?
In the last month, we had about 1,000 more applicants than we did in this time last year. But it's not attributable to any specific incident that we can track so far.
And just to confirm before going into the test? For the past year, the military's been desperately trying to recruit more people, and it has. But it is still short more than 13,000 regular force and reserve members, and isn't expecting to reach full strength until 2029.
Recruiting and attraction is a very complex human endeavor. It's not just one process or one small change that is going to deliver results.
To address that complex staffing crisis, the military is updating its medical standards, aiming to stop its practice of turning away waves of new recruits with minor health conditions or even allergies to things like peanuts.
We're able to accept folks with a whole host of different conditions. ADHD is a good example, asthma is another, anxiety is another, and the list goes on and on.
But others say it's time for the military to tap into all that Canadian pride Trump's drumming up.
So I would just try to build on this renewed sense of Canadian nationalism and this and a very old sense that military service is virtuous. It's not something you just do to make a few bucks here and there. It's something you do because it's the right thing to do.
Despite all of Trump's political rhetoric, the Chief of Defense Staff says that so far it hasn't hurt military cooperation between the two countries. General Jenny Carignan describes the relationship with American colleagues as very strong and very stable. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
Well, some surprising political news in our region today. Prince Edward Island's Premier Dennis King is stepping down.
Earlier today, I shared with my caucus colleagues that I would be stepping down as the Premier and the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party of Prince Edward Island effective noon tomorrow.
King bid an emotional farewell this afternoon, saying he felt his decision was in the best interest of his family, the government, and the people of PEI. King has seen the province through some tough times like the COVID-19 pandemic and post-tropical storm Fiona. He was first elected in April of 2019 to form the first minority government in the province since 1890. His province was re-elected for a second mandate in 2023, forming a majority and currently holding 20 of the 27 seats in the legislature. The PC party says it has endorsed Rob Lance as the interim leader and premier. Federal Heritage Minister Pascale Saint-Onge has proposed a new funding mechanism for the CBC, one set in law independent of federal budgets. She says the CBC needs stable, predictable, and better funding, and she passionately defended its role.
We know that our means of communications are controlled, in most parts, by tech billionaire oligarchs in the United States. More than ever, it's important for Canadians to be able to rely on their own sources of information made by and for Canadians. Radio-Canada CBC has been there for the past 100 years through conservative and liberal governments. It is more relevant than ever.
While presenting her blueprint for reforming CBC's mandate, she also suggested keeping news programs ad-free and removing fees for such services as streaming. Saint-Onge says the public broadcaster is a pillar of Canada's cultural identity and sovereignty. But Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says he wants to cut what he called wasteful spending on CBC. The stage is set for one of hockey's most intense rivalries. Canada and the U.S. will meet again to battle it out in the Four Nations face-off final. The atmosphere is more charged than usual. Jamie Strachan explains brewing political tensions between the two countries have national pride hanging in the balance.
Cannon like they were in game one that they had. It's a game that has all the hallmarks of a potential classic. The kind of game you remember where you were when it happened. As the puck fired in by McAvoy. Canada versus the United States, the best players from each country facing off for the first time in more than a decade in the championship of an international tournament. And if there wasn't enough hype, the simmering tensions between the two countries has elevated the stakes. President Trump wishing the U.S. team luck and again calling Canada the 51st state and Justin Trudeau a governor. Trump spoke to the U.S. team today.
We're pretty jacked up anyways, but I think it's just one of those things where you'll look back on it, that you get to have a phone call with the President of the United States, and just a cool moment for sure.
Trump's trolling and the widening rift has elevated interest beyond traditional hockey circles. Canadian players and coaches very aware of what's at stake and that millions around the world and back in Canada will be watching.
When you get the most competitive guys in the league on the ice together, it's going to raise another level. When you're playing for your country, you do whatever it takes to win. And
I don't. Other than the fact that the talk of the 51st state, and then somebody saying, wow, we'd have one hell of a hockey team.
Canadian fans will definitely be outnumbered in Boston, but many proudly made the trip.
We drove 10 hours to get here, so it's pretty exciting to come over to Boston and just see them play.
It's been a great series to watch, but also just everything in politics these days. It just seems like something you can't miss.
In a city rich in sports history, this is one of the toughest tickets in recent memory. The cost to get in, about $1,200 Canadian. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Boston.
Well, from the big leagues to the elementary school gym. It's a sport many might remember from their youth, dodgeball. It's been a gym class favorite for decades, and now it's aiming higher, with Calgary playing host to the first ever World Youth Dodgeball Open this week. Dave Gilson has that story.
The event includes about 200 players 9 to 17 years old from 6 countries. 13-year-old Liam Padley is with the Saskatchewan team.
I think it's really cool, all the environment and stuff, and there's more people to meet and you get to play the game you love.
Well, this is a sport that's not well known, so it's really cool that we can take it to the international stage. You have to make sure your arms are warmed up because you need to be throwing, and then you gotta catch and dodge. Make sure that you don't step on any lines or you might be out. Then you gotta take care of your body.
Organizers say each game includes 6 players a side, 6 balls in play, and a lot of action, strategy, and skill. 16-year-old Hong Kong player Anthony Holiday says he loves the sport.
I love how it's inclusive and anyone can play. You can play to your strengths. If you're taller, then you have like a higher leverage to be able to throw. If you're shorter, it's easier to dodge. I just love that about the sport, really. Well, I'm hoping to learn how other countries play, not just Hong Kong, develop my understanding of the game, and hopefully make some new friends.
World Dodgeball Federation President Dwayne Wazinski is an event organizer. He hopes the Open will promote the sport and provide kids with opportunities to enjoy themselves, bond with others, and experience playing on an international stage.
So having this event, and especially having it in Canada, is a great way to showcase how the kids enjoy it and how fun it is for them to participate. So trying to get kind of more kids involved, they love it, and every time we do something at the very rec level, we always get really good numbers. So this event is going to help a bit in formalizing it. Some countries have done a really good job of formalizing youth dodgeball. In Canada, the United States, we've kind of struggled with it a bit.
The Open runs until the 22nd. Dave Gilson, CBC News, Calgary.
Okay, so a little bit of snow on the way, but not nearly what we could have gotten.
No, I mean, this storm is really a significant one further to the south, actually strengthening as we speak, and will be giving Newfoundland, the Avalon, eastern Newfoundland, St. John's, a pretty heavy shot of snow. Looks like 30 centimeters there.
Wow.
So, yeah, better them than us, in my humble opinion. We've got snow on the ground, as we've been saying. But we will see some snow tonight. Have a look at this. This is the map that shows you that significant snow passing off to the south, and we will be on getting the northern edge of this, just the crumbs on the outside. You can see as much as 5 centimeters possible along the Atlantic coastline and back into places like New Ross and Keji, as well as the southwest of the province will get clipped by this. We will be looking at, I think, closer to 2 centimeters is where I'm leaning at the moment. But again, it's going to depend on, as that storm strengthens overnight tonight, how much of that dry air hangs on. We will be looking at, for Friday, northwest winds, 30, gusting 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. That is the one thing that will be notable on Friday as the snow pulls away. Saturday, looking at a nice day, a beautiful day, in fact, -3 to -5 as that system does move out. And then we've got a system that we're keeping an eye on for Sunday. Increasing clouds and some flurries into the afternoon, maybe enough to bring a coating or a centimeter or two from that system as well as that trough digs into the region. So the big takeaways here: Friday morning's commute, likely a little on the slick side, so a heads up on that. Showers mixed with flurries mid next week, so that'll bring some melting.
Okay, well, skiing is a favorite winter pastime for many Canadians, but have you ever tried skijoring? Have a look at this. That looks like fun. Skijoring is skiing while being pulled by a horse. The sport has been growing in popularity in recent years, particularly on the West Coast. Skiers weave between markers and over jumps while horses drag them through the course.
That looks cool. This happened in Calgary over the long weekend, and organizers are taking the wordplay even further, calling the event Skijurdu, combining cowboy culture and fashion, skijoring and fondue. A little something for everyone there.
Oh, that sounds like pretty fun.
Yeah.
Well, that is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.